Now before we begin today, a question for all my mind readers out there. And now, for the rest of you, hey everybody, welcome. My name is Josh the RV Nerd, this is Bish's RV, and that is the Bushwhacker 10HD, which I'm pretty sure stands for Hot Dang, Martha! Although it's not 10 HDM, neither here nor there. What are we looking at in this little thing? This falls into that category of like little teardrops, a little bed in a box. It is absolutely camper, not a glamper. It's made for that budget class lightweight. Like, this thing is shockingly lightweight. You can tow this with a lot of vehicles that are not capable of towing a lot of other fully enclosed hard-sided RVs. Now, it doesn't have a bathroom, but there's a lot of people who don't want a bathroom, and I've talked to some people who also don't want a kitchen in their RV. If you just want a bed in a box, you want a little bit of storage, and you want to take the kitchen outside, that's exactly where this one comes in. A little pro tip for you, take one of those 10 by 10 easy up rooms, like a screen room, put it over that rear, kitchen hatch, and bang, baby, you got yourselves an enclosed kind of kitchen space, and maybe you could set up some chairs, do a little outdoor dining, enjoy eating al fresco. Although I don't believe Mr. Fresco would appreciate you eating him. Thighs or legs, I don't know, neither here nor there. That sounds more like chicken. It's an aluminum structure in the walls of the roof. It's all fiberglass exterior. There's no rubberized kind of nonsense or anything like that going on. The RV has decent ground clearance as well. And it's also got that roof rack system on the top. So if you want to add a little bike or something like that, you're good to go. What's also very cool about these, they're all built exactly the same. There's no options, there's no swaptions. This is how they look all day, every day, at least until the factory decides to put out another wave of updates. I always think these little things are fun, and these are very polarizing little campers. They're definitely not for everybody, but I'd love to know what you think about this one, and there's like some cool storage points. There's some points of refinement on this that really surprised me. Let me know what you think of that little guy. Now, I kind of wanted to start over here on the driver's side, just to really help illustrate the fact that you do have like, it's a very symmetrical design. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but very, very close. Where you got, the dual entry doors. They both have magnet holdbacks, which is a nice touch. They have their own breeze windows. They do not have a screen door, however. So, again, I'll do my very best to kind of showcase the good with the bad, with points of consideration, with anything in between. And something I love is how you folks in the comment section, you help give me so much education on so many things. You really help me all over the place. You see the auto detect converter over there, depending on what sort of batteries you want to throw on this. Now, this is a tiny box camper, and it doesn't take me very long to fill this thing up in the frame. It looks extra small considering the fact that, like, I'm not in tricky fisheye, extra wide angle camera lens mode. And you know what? Certainly, it makes this little thing look and feel a little bit bigger in here, but at the same time, it's not how it really looks. It feels a little bit misleading to me. So neat as it may look, I want to give you a better, clearer, fair understanding of this thing. Now, I'm sitting right next to the side mount air conditioner over here. They all have that. Like, there's no options on this. This is exactly how every single one of these come. They're very consistent that way, which I really like. It's just simpler and easier. Which means they had room on the roof to put one of those big XL vent fans. So if you are sleeping just on battery power, like you're not plugged into a park or anything like that, you can get some breeze really pulling in through those side windows and exhausting the heat out the top of the RV. Now, the total storage in this is most certainly fairly limited, but if we start cracking stuff open, taking a little look around, one of the things that you'll see is up front there's like, it's a dual sliding kind of access door panel storage space, but under both of the mattresses, there's, I don't know what you want to call it, basement storage, fishing pole storage, whatever. They gave you overhead cabinet space where they could. Under those overhead cabinets, there are some TV hookups over that way, as well as your heat vents. This RV does have a furnace on board with it. Does not have a water heater, however. It's a little more simpler class than that. And again, no roof AC option, but in a tiny box like this, I just can't imagine that side air conditioner over here not being sufficient for it. Now, as you see, my long body and frame was surprisingly able to, crash down and stretch out and sleep on this. I had about 2 to 3 inches. My feet were flat against the wall when I laid down like that. I had like 2 or 3 inches from the bottom of that mattress up to the head area. Now, I took a little bit of a liberty to grab some extra measurements for you here. I'm going to try to do more of that this year where I can. I can't promise to get every single measurement every single person's looking for, but if you look at the bottom of the screen, that will give you measurements from the mattress pad to the ceiling panel for headroom clearance, as well as from side to side wall panel and front to back wall panel, to give you an idea of like how much physical body space do you have to do your little twist 'em up camper yoga in this sucker. Now, when it comes to towing this little bugger around, I'm pretty sure my grandpa's hover around scooter power chair has enough torque to pull this thing down the sidewalk. I mean, it is a small, light, itty-bitty little thing here. It's narrow body, it is short, it's not extra tall. Remember, it has that side mount air. Where you might get yourself, remember, if you decide to use this roof rack system, you want to put like a kayak mount or like some bikes or something like that up there, make sure you know how tall they are before you go trying to pull that sucker into the garage. I could definitely see myself being capable of a mistake like that. Let's talk some construction points. The roof, the walls, they are all aluminum framed. Now here on the basic Bushwhacker versus the Bushwhacker Plus, this is a non-laminated hung fiberglass little camper. And that doesn't bother me at all. Some people get really weird when stuff's not laminated. I've been around this industry for a while. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You can not laminate something and it can be perfectly fine and strong. They also use a Norco chassis, which is lighter weight huck-bolted aircraft style chassis, which helps keep the weight on this thing way, way down. Now, quick note, you're seeing absolutely nothing up here on the front tongue of this, although I do like that kind of sort of front tray right there. This RV does ship with an empty propane tank from the manufacturer. We will get that filled for you before you take it home, and we have a variety of different battery solutions. Some people want plain wet lead acid battery. Some people want lithium. We have all the things, basically. Now, some interesting little details here. Both of the side doors, because remember, this is a straight pass-through model, have magnet holdbacks, which I think is a nice little touch. They have windows for airflow. Again, a surprisingly good little touch. That little step just to help you get in and out. Like, I'm tall enough, I don't need that. But I could see that being very handy and very beneficial for some folks. I don't believe this fender is intended to be a step. I don't think they're intending you to use that to be able to get up to the cargo area. Maybe that's where the little step in front of the door might kind of come in handy. But general recommendation, that does not look like it's the kind of steel that's going to be structural for that sort of use right here. A little propane cooker hooker coming off the back if you want to do a little outdoor grilling. You may notice a spare tire mounted under the chassis back there, but of course, this has that rear outside kitchen. And just like the rest of the camper, this is a simple, straightforward, just the facts, ma'am, kind of little rear camp kitchenette situation here. You've got like a little sink basin. It does have an actual drain into a holding tank. You might notice it doesn't have a traditional faucet. It actually utilizes a cold water only sprayer port over here. I like the little spice rack or whatever you want to call that up top here, though. It's got a nice little lip, so the stuff you put in it, you know, if people are jostling around in the RV, doesn't tend to go anywhere. Handy little 12-volt power point over here. That could be really, really awesome. If you are, if you get like one of those little 12-volt fridge, freezer, chest kind of things, as this one ships from the factory, it just has a basic little cooler. But that's the thing. This is a basic little camper. They've done their best to kind of make it functional and to lay some solid groundwork so that if you wanted to add, subtract something, you could customize this pretty well. Actually, there's I've seen an entire Facebook group dedicated to people who have purchased these Bushwhacker campers brand new and then basically gutted them and redone the interior effectively. That's actually something people have done on these, which a little surprising to me. Now, they don't have any sort of solution for factory solar. They have a little simple side plug over here. If you want to get a portable panel, you can park this thing under the tree branches. You can chase the sun with the panels. The good news is the good people here at our service centers across the nation, they are more than well equipped to be able to handle pretty much any sort of solar upfit you want. Now, if you want 2,000 watts of solar, I'm kind of curious how you think that's going to fit on here. And I say that because I've had that exact request before. Then again, I don't know everything there is to know about solar. I don't know that I know 10% of what there is to know about solar. My wife will confirm. I know far less than I actually know, you know? So I hope you had fun with this little thing today. I know I did. These little guys that get to crawl through, literally crawl through, To me, they're a lot of fun, but I'd like to hear from you. Now, naturally, I'll leave you a link in the video description to check for pricing and availability. Rockwood used to make something like this. Jayco used to make something like this, but they don't anymore. There's definitely some other guys that build something like this. And if you want, like, what do you got? Can I take it off-road or something like that? Take a look at the Ember Rock and Rolls. I will leave you a link to the video description, or a link in the video description for those. And if you want something like that, big heavy-duty off-road suspension, some big bulky composite construction, there's something for that too. But if you're like, man, I don't need all that. I work, you know, all day. I get a little time on the weekends. I just want a little thing to get out there and just get away from people a little bit. Well, there you go. And you don't have to sleep on the ground. A little bit of something for everybody here at Bish's RV, but no hidden dealer fees. We just don't do those things. We just do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy bushwhacking, everybody. Hot dang!